Maximus Analysis here for July 14th, 2015. And we see we continue to run up, but what we have right here to need to be aware of is we have some very, very rough declining volume. Again, that doesn't mean that that we're going to roll over. Again, I actually took a small position on some weekly puts for the SPY for probably get out Friday if it doesn't expire worthless. Again, I'm going to be doing pretty much full position. But this volume, it looks like it's going to need a pullback. And if it pulled back into this area again, it could be a rough pullback, especially we got a lot of news tomorrow. So again, I'm taking a full position one here. That's why I really didn't want to mention it to you guys. Because again, it's not a trade that I typically had a 210.83. I had a level that I'm basically using that as some type of resistance. So it's there right now. We'll see what happens. But again, we'll look like we typically do at the ES, which is what I'm really concentrating my energy on. You can see you also have this light volume here. So you look at the volume. Come on. Yeah. So you see the volume right here. You guys can follow that. You see the volume declining after some monster days. So I'm expecting a pullback. I'm not saying it's going to break to hell. We're back in the chop. Again, I went over this 2120 area, which I left this arrow to see if they need to get above that. And I'll buy a dip. I'm not buying any breakouts. I'm buying a dip on that if it gets above there. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I have some other cycle stuff that's coming in tomorrow, so we'll see what happens as well. And Q, declining volume, but back into this mix here. So we'll see. Again, once the pullback comes, we'll see how strong it should be. You have the YM as well, pretty much right where it needs to be. Right here, declining volume. So again, the pullback, we want to stay in this region if we're looking to get long side. IWM. Again, IWM light volume as well, getting back to the bottom of this channel that we have. And then we have crude, which we'll look and say right there. And we see crude is just kind of sideways right now. So we'll see what happens. Again, you have a lot of news coming out, but I really don't study the news at all. I'm looking more at the price action. It's pretty much I was looking to just go short. So again, there was a couple longs that's set up. But based on prior day, you can see it just pretty much stayed within the prior day. So I want to see, again, when I day trade, I like to see this type of action where I can get a nice big moves to the downside with the trend. Again, some people say if they day trade, they don't look at the daily. I look at the daily because, again, if you looked at the daily, it probably would have saved you a lot of money if you were trading in this chop because this was just, you're looking at previous day's range. There's a lot of different things you might be looking at. But it can make things hard. So right now, all I see is this pretty much a little pendant flag for some more downside potential. So they need to get up above this 57.60 area before I would even look to venture long. I would actually look to venture into a short if it can pop up a little bit more. All right, so let's look at Apple. Apple's continuing to, it's actually looking like it's closing a little bit red today. They threw the kitchen sink at a lot of the big names. They had, well, not Netflix, actually. I think it was more Google. They threw the kitchen sink at. You can see that it faded off the highs as well. But again, it's a huge, I don't know if this is exhaustion going into the last time we seen some high volume like this was here. Last time we saw some high volume was here. But this was over earnings. So you got to look and see when the last time it was high volume and where it came within the trend. So just a little tidbit lesson for the, it doesn't have to be newbies. It could be, so you want to see high volume at the beginning and the end of stuff to see exhaustion. So again, you see this high volume here, you see some high volume coming into here, and then it starts to wane off as well. You see high volume here, which gave the top. You gave high volume here on a pop up, gap up on the earnings, and now you see we had high volume here, which was around the turn. And now we have some more high volume. So we'll see how this one plays out for Google, but we will not be, again, going super long. And you can see, again, we have low volume for Tesla as well for this little pop-up. So, again, it needs to hold this low of 260, 63, 260, 23 or something like that, and kind of go from there. We have Amazon. Again, this one popped up actually from this trading sideways, and again, there, I repeated no shorts. So it popped up again. We want to see it come back a retracement to this level so we could get some more upside potential. We had Twitter. Actually, there was some news, some fake news, which is always comical. Fake news of people bought up, and again, it got faded really, really badly. It's not comical to say somebody lost their money, but just look where the trend is. And again, if you had the limited risk of having it under here, you should be risk-free. Even if you went in at the open of today based on the high volume, you should be at a risk-free position. If it comes to take your stop, so be it. But this one looks like it still has some downside potential to go. You have price line that they faded as well going into the close. So again, the price line could look like a nice short setting up. We could see from this candle that it's barely above there. So we'll see how it plays out. And again, if they grab into this 1140 area, they can flush it down. So you just don't want to be too overly bullish right now. And I know there's people saying, when will you ever get bullish? I'll get bullish when they start giving me some price action to be bullish for. Again, we've been in this. So again, let's not be, this is the beginning of the year. Let's actually get a little bit, yep, 2015 is this is what we got. Again, there was a lot of short moves. Again, hindsight, you'll be the best trader hindsight, I'll tell you that with no doubt about it. But again, you see they're fading a little bit, nothing crazy. Last 15 minutes, last couple minutes, not really that bad. Again, we'll look at where the open was. So the open is right around here. Yeah, so they're about, what, 5-10 points above. So again, we had that quiet day yesterday after the open, and we'll see how this one plays out as well. You see that it's just from yesterday's high, we're only about 12 points above that. So 14 points above that. So let's see what they got any oomph. And again, if they pull back, how deep of a pullback they are. Again, I got a minor position on some quote unquote lotto type of puts. So we'll see how this one plays out and go from there. Keep your powder dry. Again, we'll look and it could go either way. But again, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We got a ton of reports. We got Yellen speaking at 10, which is always fun. And then we still got this Greece BS that we kind of say, are you guys in? Are you bailed out? Or maybe kind of, sort of, or you're bailing out, Parliament only? The citizens are going to get screwed? What the hell's going on? I don't know, but we'll see. Take care.